First of all, I don't think we know how to make AGI. I think what we have is natural language computing, which is a tremendous breakthrough. We can parse natural language data sets instead of us having to learn how to speak the computer's language like Python or C. We can speak English, the computer will speak English back to us. That's a tremendous innovation. So let's not take away from AI. AGI is a different thing. AGI is something that is capable of creativity, which I haven't seen much evidence of. And I don't mean creativity like taking a whole bunch of images and drawing a new image. That's large data set interpolation, extrapolation, impressive, but not the same thing at all. Creativity is having a problem and solving it completely out of left field and jumping huge boundaries, cutting through huge swaths of search space to find the correct answer and to test it and to keep revising it. I don't think that necessarily the current batch of computing algorithms will get us there, although we're always one breakthrough away from the future. Whether nuclear fusion or rocketry or immortality or fighting viruses or computing. Almost all the innovation of the last 50 years has come in the unregulated industries. If you go to the regulated industries like healthcare, it's a nightmare because there's just too many bureaucrats who are there saying no, and you can't actually do anything interesting. So it's not a coincidence that most of the innovation has happened in the world of bits versus atoms. Peter Thiel lamented, dude, where's my flying car? Well, it's because you're not allowed to take a car and put it in the air because if it falls down and hurts somebody, God forbid. Nuclear power has been frozen and the human race has been deprived of cheap and free energy because we haven't been allowed to innovate on nuclear power. I get it. Nuclear weapons are scary, but it's a conflation in the monkey mind of the two things. Nuclear power doesn't necessarily need to lead to nuclear weapons, and they don't necessarily go together. Just like exploding a fuel and a fuel air explosive is not the same thing as a gasoline engine. So we've been held back through regulations, and most of the innovation that we've seen in the last few decades has been on the internet, in mobile computing, and software, has been AI, has been in cryptography and cryptocurrencies. What is the common thread between all of these things? It's all software. It's all in bits. What is software? It's thinking, it's speech, it's mathematics. So people who are trying to regulate AI out of this doomsday fear from having watched the Terminator movies one too many times, they're regulating the free exercise of mathematics. This is completely innumerate people, which is the modern version of illiteracy, who literally do not know how anything works. They don't know how the computer works. They don't actually understand how, they don't understand mathematics. They're scared of it. These are the same kids who were scared of math in high school. They're now writing regulations to prevent other kids from doing math that are actually going to make the human race better off. If you limit computers, you have literally removed and computation, you literally remove the last source of innovation that we have in our society. You're freezing us in place. Don't think you're going to make advances in biology or rocketry somehow magically while you've stopped the improvements in mathematics and computing. You've also fundamentally limited speech. So what are these, I'm sorry, this is the one place where I get worked up. What are these idiots going to actually do? Are they going to show up and say, you can't run this computation this many times? You can't solve this math problem this many times? Well, all knowledge is connected to all other knowledge. What if I come up with a different way to solve the same thing? What if I don't have to do matrix multiplication, but I do a different transformation? Are you going to ban that too? Are you going to prevent me from doing it how many times? What about if there's 100 of us doing it how many times? What if the Chinese are doing it and they're building an AI to power their drone swarms? What do you want us to do? Just get blown up by them? No. So they always make an exception for the military. So we end up in the worst of all possible worlds. No private sector innovation is allowed. Human freedom is curtailed completely and oppressively. You have to arrest people for doing mathematics, which is insane. You have to prevent new forms of mathematics from emerging. Yet somehow you have to miraculously hope that your military sector will keep up, even though it has no support from the private sector and they're mostly incompetent at building things themselves. And now you're competing head on against the Chinese and whoever else who you consider your enemies, who are going to go full well into it.